He's Barry, and we are joined today by Jessica Gonzalez here with the Coco Loco Snack Company. Thank you so much for joining us here today as well.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big shout out, of course, because where we are is enjoying the lovely weather outside here in Medicine Hat. And a big thank you to Broken Lamba Pinatas and Valeska for allowing us to come into the home and film here at this location. But enough of that being said as well, too, with the introductions. I'm very excited to kind of sit down with you and get a chance to have our viewers and ourselves to get to know a little bit more about you as well. So I think our first question that we've typically always asked, like all of our participants, is what is your love language?
I'm more like kind of touchy, like huggy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
physical.
That physical contact as well too. Do you find personally that's more of just like you appreciate being so close to family members and all that as well? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
And also acts of service too, yeah.
Yeah, acts of service, like gift giving, or is it more like?
More like cooking for family or friends, yeah. More
Yeah.
like cooking and doing things for them, yeah.
Well, I feel like that's very on brand with what you do, the Coco Loco Snack Company as well. Just being able to kind of cook for friends and family as well, kind of giving for those gifts as well too. It's very on brand. Perfect. Has there been a significant influence or person in your life that you can attribute most of your work to?
Oh yeah, my husband.
Yeah.
He
Now,
supports me with everything.
yeah, I was about to say, like in the conversations we've had with you a little bit prior, is your husband has been a big influence on your life as well too. And shout out to Joshua, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Joshua right there. How exactly, like, can you give us a little bit of insight on that relationship? Like, what exactly does Joshua help out with?
Oh, everything. I have any idea and he just, I'm like, okay, I have this idea, but I'm not sure. And he just goes with it. Like,
Yeah.
like if it was the best, he always supports me.
Yeah, very, like, not only verbally supportive as well, but I'm sure kind of sees the follow through.
He goes and does it. Yeah, he goes and, okay, let's go to the store, let's buy it, let's try and do it. And if it doesn't work, then let's try the other thing. Yeah.
Ah, that's amazing. That's amazing. How did you two meet?
We met in Cuba.
Yeah, in Cuba, which is where you're originally based from as well too. And so could you describe to me that day? Like, what was it like to meet Joshua?
I worked in a restaurant and he came to buy something, and then we just started talking and became friends, and
Yeah.
then things happened.
It's always one thing leads to another, right? I find it so interesting to hear from everybody's story when it comes to their personal relationships, because you're never actually looking for anything. It just kind of happens. It just like almost lands in your lap in some way as well too. Well, I'm interested to know a little bit more about your story, about what kind of brings you here to Canada as well. So you say originally you're based in Cuba.
Yeah, I'm from Cuba.
Yeah, so what inspired the move here?
Well, I'm married to a Canadian, so when we married, our purpose always was to come here, like to move here to Canada, because there is more opportunities.
Absolutely.
We can do more things. Then I had 2 kids with him, which I'm very proud of. And yeah, we moved here, and it was a gift.
Absolutely. Yeah. No.
It's a country of opportunities.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I'm glad to hear as well that you're still embodying a lot of these values of just trying new things. It sounds like that's been a big part of like who you are and almost how you even started this business, if I might be as bold to like say that as well. Could you give us a little bit of insight as to like what other new things you try?
Like with the snacks? Or?
With the snacks, or even outside as well.
Okay. Well, I started one day I was bored and I found his old books, cooking books, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read them and see what happens. And I started going through them, and I found recipes that I was like mouth-watering.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let's go to the store, let's buy the ingredients, and let's see if this works. And it worked really well.
Absolutely.
It worked so well that I just kept going and trying different new recipes, and then I just happened to cook a whole bunch of things, and I couldn't eat them all.
Yeah.
All of my family, so I was calling the friends and just come home, and I will give you
Yeah.
something to eat. So
I almost got too much food, so please, somebody's got to take it off my hands as well too. That's actually I find that very amusing to have such a passion to be making so much that now at this point you're just gonna have to start giving it away.
Yeah.
So what inspired, I guess, the change from going from just like acts of service of gift giving to more of this business setup that you have here with the snack company?
Well, I'm a mom, so my kids are younger still.
Yeah.
So I prefer to be with them, but I also wanted to do something to earn some money and
Yeah.
just something that I enjoy. So I I got nervous.
No, that's okay. It sounds like it's the perfect blend of mixing home life with also being able to make money and do something of your passion as well, right?
Yeah. So what I did is I started looking for the rules
Yeah.
in with the food selling and stuff. So I found the low risk food preparation at
Low
home.
risk food preparation.
Low risk
Yeah.
food preparation. That you don't need a license for that.
Right.
So I was like, okay, if I start with something, then let's not risk so much,
Yeah.
and I'll just see what happens. So I found that there's ingredients that you can have and ingredients that you can't. So I started combining those ingredients that I could use, and tried with some cookies made of condensed milk and cornstarch and strawberry jam and other things. But what I liked the most was the coconut, and my
Yeah.
family and friends were all crazy about the coconut.
All crazy
thing,
about the
so
coconuts. Yeah.
I just started getting better at it and measuring everything and getting to the point where I wanted to get, and then yeah, I was ready to start. Also the logo, I drew the logo myself,
Yeah.
and then my husband did the magic on the computer.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm very excited. Like as we kind of progress this feature, I'm very excited to talk a little bit more about that logo as well too, and that homage that you have to Cuba as well. So, but I think one question or like line of questioning I had next was that it was and forgive me, I might need the reminder on it. It was like the low risk prepared foods rule, and then there's also another part or a big staple of your company, which is it's gluten free. All
Yes,
items seem to be gluten free.
Yeah, it's gluten free. Yeah.
What kind of inspired that choice?
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, no.
My husband is celiac, so he
Yes.
can't have gluten.
Right.
So I'm always inventing things at home, and I found out that there's so many things that you can make without gluten, and people wouldn't even know that it's gluten free.
Right. Yeah.
So I want to make a part of this, the coconut stuff. I want to start making more stuff gluten free, and I have a list already. So
Yeah.
it will be launching before next year.
I really appreciate that mission as well too, because like I have a lot of friends who are also celiac as well, and they always tell me that yes, it's so difficult to kind of find like tasty or accessible foods even that are like that are gluten free as well. So shout out Joshua for being the inspiration for another business for gluten free as well. But no, I really appreciate that that is kind of like stuck to your mandate for the most part too. So that's very kind. All right. So one question that I have as well too. So we have a lot of positive influences that go into the business as well too. So I'm kind of curious a little bit about your personal strategies of how would you cope when things get a little bit tough.
Well, get frustrated.
Get frustrated. That's a first step, right?
And then think about what went wrong and go back to the start and just organize my mind, make a list, organize everything, and start from zero again until
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Kind of taking that step away once
Yeah.
you've kind of identified that and
or just go do something else and then come back with mind fresh. And
I actually connect with that so much because anytime I run into a problem, I go and I wash the dishes. Like that is one thing I have control over. I just quickly like rinse off everything that I can get, and then I'm like,
and
okay.
washing dishes works more for men than for women, because I don't know, but
Uh,
I think like they are not thinking about anything else when they are washing dishes. But I think women still think. That's something I think.
Yeah, that may be true. It works for me. It works for me. It may not work for others, but I
It
know.
works for my husband too. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Shout out Joshua. Excellent. So, well, okay. Kind of on the flip side. So, I really appreciate kind of disconnecting from like any time that you have something that's a little bit difficult, and making a list so that you can kind of cross off items as well too. I know that like mentally is really good for people as well. And then, so in contrast, when things are tough, when things are going very smoothly, how do you celebrate? If you celebrate.
Dancing, for sure.
Dancing, nice. Are you a dancer on the side?
Just put music on and dance with the kids.
Yeah.
By myself, in front of the mirror or not. With friends, with family. Yeah.
I like to say I'm more of a mover myself. I don't really have like a lot of good rhythm and stuff. I'm sure our viewers can attest with some other features we've done. But yeah, no, I really appreciate that. Is there like any favorite songs of yours that you really enjoy dancing to?
Well, Latino songs, reggaeton. I like Bad Bunny.
Nice.
Yeah, any reggaeton songs. I like Karol G too. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, that's lovely. So one other question that we have as well too is like, what are some of your other hobbies as well, or interests just outside of the snack company?
I love painting.
Painting,
And
nice.
creating, but it's not just painting for painting. It's more, for example, I look at a spot at my house and I have a vision, and I think about what can I do with it. For example, in the kitchen that I'm making for the Coco Loco, I wanted to do something that's gonna be my happy place. So
Yeah.
it's something somewhere where it kind of transports me somewhere else. So I draw a door. So it's in the door. I draw a door. So it's kind of like you can go through the door.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And like sand and a beach view and the sand. So yeah,
That's amazing.
I'm working on that right now.
That's so like in your kitchen, like you're looking to paint like almost a mural of like the sandy beach. Girl, oh
I'll
my.
send you pictures.
Yes, please do. Like this, I was about to say, like I really love the talk about the door frame, because like for me in my personal practice, outside of like maybe doing some choreography or some directing as well, I always talk about like talking about entering a portal of a play or a world or something like that. So I really connect with that idea of paying some extra attention to that door frame so that you can enter that space in that different mindset as well
And it's
too.
my happy place there.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. That's amazing as well. Okay, well, one thing I was going to ask, like you mentioned that you're kind of a painter and you also like to dance as well. I'm kind of curious, like out of the local Coco Loco Snack Company, excuse me, there's a lot of creativity potential when it comes to the culinary arts. I'm kind of curious, what would you say to your other hobbies like painting and dancing as well too? What would you say you get? What would be the ratio of creativity that you have between these two groups?
It's very parallel. It's like I don't know. If I could choose between one of the other.
Right.
But what I do the most, because it's what I have to do every day as well, it's cooking. So I think it would be that, just because I do it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when I'm very tired, but I know I have to keep going during the day. I find a recipe and just make something new.
Right.
And that gives me the energy to keep going during the day. So
Absolutely. Well, I'm very excited to kind of dive into the next little part of what we have in this feature because
too.
we're going to be to my understanding, I think we're going to be looking at creating something, one of the staples of your company as well too. These are kind of the macaroons. Like the coconut macaroons, which I'm very excited to kind of try out and taste test myself. So I think that's all the time that we have for this segment. Thank you again so much for answering all these
Thank
questions. It's been fantastic to meet. It looks like Perry's got something for us as well. What's up, Perry?
Yeah, Josh and family say they love you, Mama.
Ah.
And Ina and Visser say they love you.
Oh.
Ina and Piet, in-laws. And Josh says you're amazing. And Josh also says he loves to wash dishes.
Shout out Joshua. Let's go. Thank you again so much for the engagement, folks, on the live stream. And of course, for those of you tuning in onto the YouTubes or Telesoptic TV, thank you so much. Stay tuned, of course, because we're going to be diving in to a very another quick session with Jessica Gonzalez here. Thank you again so much. This has been the Windy City's Finest on location with Clark and Perry. I'm Clark. He's Perry, and this has been Jessica Gonzalez with the Coco Loco. Actually be here in the kitchen with you. This is now officially your wheelhouse, so I'm ready to just kind of like get in behind and kind of see the magic that happens. So as we have kind of displayed here, we got some final products of what we'll be kind of be looking to finish by the end of this feature. This is one of the staples, right? Like this is something that the family, the friends. This almost is kind of like the Coco Loco brand right here.
Yeah.
These are the coconut macaroons. So yeah, like Jessica, how about you in a broad spectrum? Why don't you describe a little bit of what we're going to be doing for this section of the feature?
So we're gonna take some coconut and some condensed milk, put it here, and mix it until it's well combined.
Okay.
That's it.
That sounds pretty simple. I'm very kind of excited to kind of just dive right into it as well. These look absolutely delicious. So the condensed milk, like if you don't mind just kind of breaking down a little bit of some of these cooking processes for me. I'm always a little hesitant to admit, but I don't actually do a lot of baking myself. Like condensed milk, to me, like what does that necessarily serve? Does that serve as more of a sweetener or kind of like, does it keep all the coconut together?
It's both because the coconut is unsweetened, so it keeps it together and it's a sweetener.
Okay, perfect. It does both. Of course, it does both. Okay, excellent. Well, I'm very excited to kind of dive in. So why don't you take us away? I'm going to try to follow along as we go, but I'm very interested to see. I see we got some measuring cups and
Sure.
yeah. How do you typically measure? Do you measure with love, or is it more of, or is it actually like a very precise amount?
Well, this has to be precise, yeah.
Ooh, okay, perfect.
So 2 cups of coconut.
2 cups of coconut, all right.
So there was like a little bit over.
Excellent. Okay. I'm like watching and learning as much as I can right now.
Now you can put
Okay,
2 cups.
perfect, perfect. I'll go ahead and try my hand. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. The camera's on me. I get Barry's trying to put some extra pressure on me right now to perform. Oh, man. Okay, okay. I'm gonna do what Jessica just taught me. Pat it down, pat it down. I realize you didn't necessarily squish. It's just more or less.
I didn't squish, yeah.
Okay,
necessary.
perfect, perfect. All right, so that's 1, and we were looking for 2. Perry's back. Ah! Whoops. There we go. Okay, okay. Do you think I was being super accurate there?
Perfect. Just great.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, perfect. We got two cups of the coconut ready to go, and it looks like condensed sweetener is next.
Condensed milk, yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna open this.
Excellent.
And half a cup of condensed milk.
Perfect. Like a true professional right there. That is excellent.
I love these silicone spatulas because you get everything.
Every single thing that you need, right? That's perfect. Perry approves. Perry is certainly more of the cooker, the dancer as well. So I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone a little bit when doing this section, but very excited to kind of dive in. Okay, so we do half a cup of the condensed milk, which is perfect.
Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I learned from the best here. I saw that you were kind of doing a layering technique. It's yeah, it's very official, of course. They teach you this at the Cypress College. Not that I've ever been. Just going to get a little bit more there.
And that doesn't have to be exactly perfect.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. And we want to get as much as we can out of this guy as well. All that half cup. This is where I might get a little sloppy. Oh, excellent. Perry this entire time has been shaking his head. Check out this fool. All right, excellent. All right, and I'll just leave that right there. Perfect. There, to contain the mess. Okay, excellent. And this is, at this point, we just kind of go ahead and mix it all up, right? The big spoon.
Use your muscles.
Okay, all right. So let's just dive right into it.
Yeah. Just do it until it combines everything and there isn't pieces of coconut that didn't get condensed milk.
Yeah. So you mentioned that, like, in your personal practice, you actually have like a, I'm not using the right
mixer.
A hand mixer.
Yeah.
As well. Okay, perfect. I thought, like, have you ever considered going to like a machine mixer?
Hand mixer? Oh no, I think that's a stand mixer. No, I made a mistake.
Oh no, all good. All good.
Yeah, I used that one.
Nice, nice. So, how, like, did you hand mix before?
No, I passed from doing this with my hand, well, hand mixing, but like this, to make bigger amounts in the stand mixer.
Right, right. Okay, sounds good.
Just weigh everything and then just put it where they have to be.
So, how long did you used to hand mix before you got the standing mixer?
For a long time.
Wow, because I can tell just with how my elbow and shoulder are feeling, I probably would have gotten one tomorrow. That's crazy. So at what point did you...
If you go like this and then you squish it down, it
Ooh, okay, that's a different technique. Perry, you gotta get this. You gotta get this. That is a different technique. Can you kind of see what Jessica's doing right there? It's kind of like that squishing
so you mix
technique.
it and then go like this.
Perfect.
And it combines together better. You could even use less condensed milk. I just like to use this because it tastes better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you mix well, then you don't need to use that much.
Perfect.
Yeah, you see how it combines?
Yeah, yeah, it does it a lot better for sure. I was kind of just... Perry's looking very forward to the final product. So we must be making a very small batch. I think we kind of have like a small container for that right there. How much is this base going to create?
This can create I sell $10 containers, which has the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's not even. Sometimes I cut them. There's more, there's less, but it's the same. So
But it's the same weight, right? It's still 2 cups. It's still right. Okay, gotcha.
So
this will fill
makes
a $10 container for
Yeah.
your company. Okay, perfect.
And we can also just use half and then make it $5 one.
Okay, nice, nice. So when you used to be hand mixing, I would imagine you did batches like this. Um, like at what point? How many cups of coconut, say for example, would you say that your batch became so much that you wanted to get that standing mixer?
Uh, mm, when I started having bigger markets,
Yeah, yeah.
then I realized even though I wanted to keep doing it like this, I couldn't. So my husband, again, he's like, we have the scale, let's just weigh everything and let's do big batches. So
Shout out supportive husbands right there. Shout out
He is.
Joshua once again. Main guy, main guy. That's awesome.
I think mine is ready.
Okay, perfect. And
When
so
you feel it that is heavy, kind of
yeah,
like heavy,
yeah.
yeah, you're almost there.
Almost there? Okay, sweet.
Just go like this, like around, and then squish down. You're almost there.
I'll be a lot more fluid and flexible with my bowl. There we go.
Let me help you there.
Yeah,
That-
please.
From this.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Do a couple flips right there, and then we squish it down.
Good job.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
Contract you for that.
Yeah, I was about to say, hey, we're about to make you a couple $10 cases right there. I know Perry, very looking forward to the final product. You got some free extra hands, extra labor right here. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, how's it looking right now? I know we still got a bit of a process left.
I think it's ready. Yeah.
Okay, all right, sounds good. So now that we have our official base, it was probably about 5 minutes worth of mixing, right? What happens next?
Now we take the wrapping paper
Okay,
and
and we have these lovely containers as well too.
so we go here. Kind of like this. Doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay,
Just need to fit here.
okay, yeah. Thank you, Perry. Thank you. All right, I figured I'd watch and learn first, but Perry's like action. All right. So I'll go ahead.
Put it. Yeah. If you put it on the top, it's easier because
Oh.
it sticks together.
Gotcha. You kind of rest it
Yeah.
down like a little tarp in a
Go like
in a pound. Press down those corners and stretch out that that paper there. Yeah, I definitely see why you told me I did it
And
wrong.
you can always use another one if you don't feel comfortable with that one. So
Oh well, you know me. I'm gonna just try to go with what I have. Oh man.
just
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Poking in those
welcome.
corners. All right. I think that is as flat as my grubby hands can get it.
So now we can take this and pour it in here.
Okay, perfect.
It might look like it doesn't fit, but it does fit.
Right. Okay.
And
So-
then more muscles.
Excellent. So I noticed that we are lining this with the saran wrap essentially. Why exactly are we wrapping it with saran wrap here?
Because it's the easiest and the less expensive.
And least expensive way to essentially remove it from the container?
It's the easiest because it sticks to the container, and then you can use a lot. Not like the other paper, the cookie paper,
Okay.
because that's more expensive.
Right.
And yeah,
Okay, sweet.
this one you can use more. of
So
it.
this is just easier for later in the process as well. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we just squish her
So
down?
just automatic.
Yeah.
So you squish it down as much as you can.
Are we trying to? Are we looking for like a very even spread here, or just as even as we can get it?
Yeah, try to just squish it as much as you can, so it gets stuck together.
I'm gonna try to do it over here as well, just so that
Okay.
I'm a little bit more in frame. I'll give you some space there as well. I got some extra smushes as well, so I can keep up with you. Excellent. So what's exactly the goal for squishing it down just as compactly as this? Are we?
It's hard.
Oh, it gets okay. Nice. So it gets
That's
it
very
very
important.
nice and dense. Okay, perfect.
So I go like this and pushing down, and it actually helps a lot.
No way. That condensed milk has just made this so smooth to do that. That is cool. You're really showing all the tricks that you have in the hat right now, I would imagine. But like, how long have you necessarily been doing this snack in particular?
Since November.
Since November?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So that's more of a recent addition as well too. Remind our viewers as well, because I don't think I had a chance to ask this earlier in the feature. How long has the Coco Loco Snack Company been around?
Yeah, I started in November, but I planned this for a whole year.
Nice, nice. Okay, awesome. So this is the staple of the company right now. This is great. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, how's it looking?
Good. If you go and squish a little bit like this.
Just along the edges
There.
there? Yeah, yeah.
And then,
okay.
And then when you're done that, then just go like this and push down.
Nice.
So it compacts.
Okay, okay. Excellent. Making sure that I got those edges as much as I can.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it actually squishes down pretty nice. I'm just very slow.
Oh, that's okay.
I think I was picking some up there. All right, excellent. Get them squish back down. All right, all right.
I think that's good.
Yeah, how's that looking right now? Perfect. Okay.
Perfect.
Well, a little bit wobbly on my end, but I think that's probably what we'll do to get started as well. All right, perfect. So now what's the next step that we have?
So then you go like this. That's why you need to.
Oh yes, that's why you wrap the whole amount. Okay, okay. Well, let's use you more as like the staple. This one over here has a little bit of yeah. We're gonna add a little bit more paper.
Yeah. And then it's covered. Okay, let me wait for you.
Excellent. There we go. It sticks to itself. May not be the best and most pretty wrapping job, but this is typically what it looks like. This is when you have a muggle like me. Come on in.
Looks good.
Well, thank you.
And you can still do something else. So
Perfect. Okay.
after, then you go and squish it with your hands like this.
Okay.
And try to squish it down even more. There, you're gonna
Really
do better
just
than
get
that.
into it. Really just get into it like that. Okay.
Yeah, doesn't have to be perfect.
I think it's definitely got a couple indentations of my knuckles and
No,
thumb as
that's
well.
that's good. Don't worry. Remember, there's chocolate on top after.
Yeah, perfect. That'll cover up the creases. There we go. Okay. And so essentially this is now ready for refrigeration. And we're about to just get ready into our next segment as well too. I think that's all the time that we have for this. Essentially, this has been the process with the coconut, the mix, and this is our base. So I think For those of you that are still tuning into the live stream, I think the next section that we're going to be jumping into is going to be melting down the chocolate and getting the next step into our lovely coconut macaroon squares right there. So for those of you tuning in on the live stream, stay tuned as well. For those on the YouTube channel or on Telesoptic TV, stay tuned as well, because we'll be jumping right into the next segment. Thank you folks so much. This has been the Windy City's Finest, on location with Clark and Perry. I'm Clark. He's Perry, and this has been Jessica Gonzalez doing the previous part of the feature with us. It looks like we have a very comfortable looking base as well, but I think the next part is probably one of my favorites, is going to be delving into the chocolate aspect as well too. Why don't you break down a little bit, and it seems Perry's getting very excited already. How about in a broad spectrum, why don't you break down a little bit of what we're going to be doing in this part of the feature?
We're going to cut the chocolate, we're going to melt the chocolate, and then we're going to decorate.
Okay, all right. So I'm very excited. Okay, perfect, excellent. So it looks like we got the chocolate right here ready for us. So why don't you take us away with some of what we're going to be doing?
Let's get going.
There's no absolutely clean way. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's a good look. Excellent.
So we only need 8 pieces.
Only 8 pieces. Okay, perfect.
Each of these has 10 pieces, so we only need 8.
Okay, excellent. And that's going to be for each base, is that right? So
yes.
8 pieces for each base. Okay, excellent.
8, yeah. So let's heat up the water and
excellent. So how long does this process typically take you?
This maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, sweet. All right, so we'll kind of keep an eye on this just on the side. We'll wash off one of our extra tools as well. Oh, that's already looking like it's working. You can kind of see it a little bit. That's perfect.
So then you go, start moving it. It's gonna melt pretty quick.
Oh my goodness, yeah. No, actually just moving that a little bit extra has just kind of helped that heat transfer into it.
Because if you don't move it, then it can burn.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, good to know. We don't want that. We don't want that.
And the water can't be boiling either, because it's too hot then.
Right, okay. Which will lead to one of the burns. Okay, excellent. So I noticed we're using milk chocolate. Is milk chocolate part of the Coco Loco experience, or have you used dark chocolate before or white chocolate?
I actually haven't used dark chocolate, and I was considering because it will taste really good too.
Yeah.
The combination.
A little bit of the bitter versus the sweets as well. Okay.
So this is the one I have used, but I think I will love to try the dark chocolate.
Yeah. I would imagine some of our viewers, and of course comment if you agree, if we should try out a dark chocolate in the future. Perry already is down.
Could you please help me open this one?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we have it ready.
So will I just leave it in the container here for you?
You can open it. Yeah, like you can take the whole thing off and just place it here, please.
Excellent. Will do. Kind of off to the side, make sure that we don't have as... That'll be for later. Okay, looks like we got a pretty nice mix. Lots of liquid, checking for any chunks.
Just drying the bottom so we don't get any water mixed with the chocolate.
Oh, perfect.
And then just pour the chocolate here.
Excellent.
Use the spatula.
That tool has been like almost like one of the core essentials to this process. Make sure you gotta invest in a very good spatula.
So then you can spread the chocolate.
Nice. And you're getting every single part of the surface area.
And this doesn't have to be perfect at all.
Yeah.
So you can still play with the chocolate a bit. If it goes down to the sides, it's okay.
That's a-okay.
Yeah, I always have lots of droppings everywhere. Just make sure that it's even so we can make the design kind of like the chocolate is well placed in there.
Yep. Just so that it looks pleasing to the eye, that symmetrical look as well. Okay, perfect.
Now, let's melt the other chocolate and then you can...
Okay, all right, I'll prepare this next one.
While that dries a little bit, that gives us time. And this is going to be very quick.
Gotta make this perfectly flat. Gotta be ready for head chef. All right, all right. All right.
So while this chocolate melts, we could actually, I think I'm gonna decorate one and then you decorate
Okay.
the other one.
Yeah, no, that sounds great to me. It looks like I'm very interested in you, and we can kind of have an extra look as well. Oh, Perry's getting involved. Thanks so much, Perry. You're being a big help today. All right, so when you were thinking about decorating, and it comes to like, I see that there's a bit of decoration when it comes to the chocolate or some input as well too.
Sure.
So I'm kind of curious to see. How's
So you
this looking?
only need a fork. Don't worry, I'm so used to be doing multi things at the same time, so.
All good, all good.
So you take the fork and you just go and do whatever you want.
Oh, nice. I really like the waves.
So again, you can do whatever design you want.
Yeah. So this actually kind of looks a little bit similar to what you've typically done in the past. So is this like a particular design that you have? I'll take that. Thanks, Barry.
I don't want it to burn.
Don't worry.
Whoa.
Okay, and that's it.
Okay,
Yeah,
excellent.
It's ready.
All right, it's here.
So now you can do your thing.
Okay, excellent.
Is it too hot for you?
Well,
Um,
it should be okay. There we go. All right, all right. So we're going to be a little gentle with this as much as we can, but
you can just go like this and pour it and then scrape what is left.
there we go. Oh yeah, that is, again, get a good spatula, folks. This is that is night and day. I would be scraping with a spoon at my home. This is oh man, that would be the dark ages. If there were any other tools that you could add to the kitchen for this process, what would those be?
I'm not sure. We don't need many.
Yeah, no, I was about to say it's a pretty simple setup. Maybe different designs of forks. I don't know if that's a thing, but okay, I think A spork. Nice one, Perry. Okay, excellent. And then we're gonna make a nice even spread about that as well too. I note the color change as well too of like the very heated chocolate versus now the kind of the cool down as well too. I find that's an interesting thing to play with, perhaps in the future.
Good job.
Hey, thank you. I can tell that this one is definitely mine because it's got so many knuckle indents where I left it as well. Excellent. There we go. I'm going to try to more evenly spread it in a moment, but I really want to get to every little edge there as well too. Yep. There we go. There we go. Perry's doing the supervisory role. There we go. Okay. Now let's look for an even spread. There we go. Nice and gentle. I'm going to just go over each of those. Okay. And then we'll do it cross-laterally as well. That's a word I think I either mispronounced or made up. That's okay. Okay. How's my technique? How's my technique?
That's looking great.
Okay, excellent. It's good. I needed that vindication. All right. Okay, I think,
That's okay. You're going to put the fork in there anyway.
All right, excellent. I'll just put this into the bowl just to contain the mess. All right, sounds good. And so
oh, yeah, I made this one there, but this is the one I used, so you can use this one.
Excellent. Sounds good. And so what I think, talking about the design before, like it looks like this is a lot similar to what you had. What inspired these designs?
I saw it in a video once, but it was a different design. I just saw someone using a fork.
Right.
But it was a totally different design, so I started playing with different things until I did that, and I really liked it, so I went with it.
Yeah, okay, sweet. So it kind of just started with what looked really simple, and now it's become what you have, right? So I really appreciate that.
And don't worry if you lose the lines, because it's as the chocolate dries, then the lines come, so you have to keep going.
Right,
with the fork.
okay.
And if you, instead of lifting it up like that, if you, excuse me for a moment.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Go like this. So
Ah.
try to put it more down.
Yeah, okay. And kind of just like drag that out. I see. Okay. Let's try that.
That helps you.
Yeah, that kind of pushes and really kind of carves it out a lot. Oh, carves it out a lot better as long as I can keep a steady hand. Okay. And I kind of wanted like a rainbow, and now I'm doing like a little bit of rain is coming down.
Nice.
Well.
You see, you're making your own design.
There we go. Yeah, a little bit of rain is coming down. And I really liked that conversation we had as well earlier in the feature, where we kind of talked about that frame, that portal entering. And so the center is that portal to get to that rainbow, to get to that happy place for people as well. And I'm just going to frame that nicely there as well. Okay, perfect. I kind of have more of a box with a little bit of sway, kind of like how I am. Very structured, but I like to be easygoing as well too. All right, excellent. Okay, I'm going to try to just emphasize a little bit more of these lines, because the middle, I think, was just a little too early.
Yeah, there's no rules here.
I'm going to use a double hand technique.
It's looking very good.
Excellent. All right, all right. How about this? I'll see that through.
You see how good? Oh yeah,
that's
exactly what we want.
The base has been so cooled, and then you're putting something so warm onto it, so it kind of helps with your like timing of the production as well too. Okay, excellent. Okay, all right. I think I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I think that's pretty much it of what I have there. Excellent. So now that we've kind of decorated the piece, I think this is going to be pretty much it for this feature. Is there anything else that you would typically do at this stage, though?
No, just put it in the fridge now.
Put it in the fridge, letting it fully cool as well to make sure that you can solidify those designs. And then I think at our next part of the feature here, we're going to be getting into a little bit of the decorating and some of the...
cut them up.
and putting
Put
them
them
into
in
the
the
containers
package,
so
yeah.
that they look very perfect to their typical standard as well too. Awesome. All right. Oh, it looks like Perry, you got something for us as well too before we close off?
Josh said family from Cuba watching too, and Ina Vissa said Clark needs practice.
Yes, I am very aware of that. Thank you so much. Thank you for that reminder. But no, I really appreciate you kind of like letting us into this process a little bit as well too. I'm very excited to get into the decorating and maybe a little bit of the taste testing as well too. So thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. Stay on because we still have one more section coming right around the corner for y'all. This has been the Windy City's Finest on location with Clark and Perry. I'm Clark. He's Perry, and this has been Jessica Gonzalez. I'm Clark. He's Perry, and we're joined once again for the final time with Jessica Gonzalez, leader, owner, sole proprietor, and absolute lead chef for the Coco Loco Snack Company as well. Thank you again so much. Thank you for just like letting us into your headspace and into your process as well too. It's been so enjoyable for me to kind of have a chance to see a little bit behind the mask of what we actually saw at the market the first time as well too. And so for this part of the segments, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing now?
So we are gonna take the information stickers and put them in the bottom because it's very important, just like this.
Right, so just ready for a market sale.
Yeah, and then the sticker on the top with the logo.
Excellent.
And the website is right there.
Excellent.
So.
And so I think at the beginning of the feature, when it came to the logo generation as well too, you had the idea, and then you had, again, shout out Joshua, you had your husband go and basically create this for you in like Photoshop or something?
Yeah, I draw in paper the coconut, and then I was looking for crazy eyes, and then I made the teeth and the crazy eyes, and then draw it again. And then he took the final picture and put in the computer.
Yeah.
And yeah, he made the logo. And then I wasn't still sure because I wanted to find a way to represent Cuba somewhere, some way. And I wanted, if I'm in the market and there's Cubans around, I wanted a way for Cubans to know that I'm Cuban too.
Yeah, yeah.
So also other Latinos.
Yeah.
And then I draw the flag, and my husband put the flag and the coconut together, and there's the logo.
It really sums up everything that we've kind of presented so far. And thank you again to just allowing us to kind of view this process from the outside lens as well. Of course, we have been filming this entire time in Broken Llama Piñata's Valeska in their kitchen. So thank you again so much for allowing us this venue and this space. It's been so beautiful. Excellent. So this isn't the only thing that we have on the container as well. It looks like we have a little bit of information on the bottom as well to kind of go over. So could you tell us a little bit of what I'm kind of seeing here?
So this is the rules, part of the rules for selling no-risk home-prepared food.
Right.
So this is the information. You have to put the name of the company, the Coco Loco Snack Company. You have to say that it's preparing a home kitchen that is not subject to inspection.
Right.
Gluten-free, my name, contact, email, not for resale. So I can't bring it to a store and the store sells it for me. No, I can't do that. So
gotcha.
Production date and ingredients, very important.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, no, perfect. And so this essentially is just to try to like, well, I really appreciate just how like forthwith, like it's to show your genuine trust in the business that you've kind of put forward, and people can always ask you if you got any questions or anything like that as well too.
Oh, they have questions.
That's perfect. Okay, so it looks like you have like a package of everything that we're going to need, and it looks like we have some 2 empty and blank canvas containers to get this ready for market. So what's our first step when it comes to this part of the ritual process?
So you grab the container, close it up, and so I think we'll have the stickers here.
Oh, so, perfect. We'll use these ones right here. Yeah. Excellent.
And yeah, just peel the paper off. It's hard sometimes, so.
Oh man, I was trying to do it without looking, but
No, this one gets very stuck here.
oh, I think I got it. Excellent, perfect timing. Yes, excellent. All right. Okay, so we're going to be getting these ready for market for the most part, so it's very important to be as center as possible.
Oh,
Excellent. I would say that's awfully symmetrical. Oh, Perry's going to do the compare and contrast as well. How are we doing, folks? Okay, we got the Perry stamp of approval as well, too. All right.
now we flip it around.
Excellent. Flip it around just from, there we go.
And this is the information already.
Excellent. All right, so yeah, we mentioned the production date, so then that can inform people of any potential expirations or anything like that too. And then the ingredients, which, you know, our viewers can attest right now, has been nothing but coconut, condensed milk, and chocolate, which has been, well, that's really great. I added love onto mine as well too, because I really loved this process the entire time. So.
Oh, I'm so happy for that.
Excellent. Okay, we'll just go and peel these off.
I'll just try to stick it there. Yeah, sometimes it's a little longer. So.
That's okay. We're making that work. All right. Nice. Nice job. All right, perfect. So now we got some containers pretty much all ready for a market as well. I'm excited to see how our bases and snacks have currently kind of cooled off. And then we're going to just place them up and make them look like the nice little presentations that we got right here as well too. So awesome.
So we can leave them open, ready for...
Excellent. There we are.
So now we're gonna take them out. Let's take the paper off.
Okay, wow. At this point, we kind of free it from its cage of saran wrap. Excellent.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Wow, that design really is coming out now that it's had a chance to kind of cool as well. And what, I mean, look at this. Like, first time? Come on. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I noticed that the squares are very thin as well too. How do you typically cut these up?
Well, I don't use any measuring, so I'll just go like this and mark.
Scoring the locations where you're going to cut as well. Okay, perfect.
So this is how I do it.
Excellent.
Just press down. That's why I say there's not even, it's never the same.
That's
so.
right, yep.
And I like it like that because then when you do something perfect, then you always have to do it perfect.
Yes, yeah, that's right. So you can kind of help to kind of manage your expectations for the most part. Yeah, no, that's great.
So then you go like this. If you go like this with a knife, it
helps kind of separate out what you got.
And keeps the coconut together because you know how coconut.
Yeah, it likes to flake
everywhere.
away. Oh, perfect. So then you can get, oh, nice. You can get a lot of squares out of this.
So you see that they're not even, but
yeah,
it's okay. It's all good.
absolutely.
So
Perfect. So you yourself there have, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have essentially like
18.
18 squares right there. That's perfect. Okay, excellent. So I'll go ahead and see if I can cut up mine
Yeah.
as well. I'll try to use those same scoring techniques that you used. So we have like,
You have enough space there?
I think so. I should be okay. Okay. So we'll go. We'll use that line. Excellent. Excellent.
So when you're gonna cut, yeah, press down. It helps you.
Perfect. You kind of wiggle the knife as well too, helping out that coconut stay together as much as possible. We are a bit early in the process, of course, for cooling, just in the interest of time. So this might separate out a little bit more than what we
usually
initially would like to.
Really hard.
Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. We don't do things every time perfect here, right? So that's excellent. Okay. We got a nice big middle row as well. We got we got some people that would certainly feel like they're a bit of the favorites if I'm giving out those ones in the box. But I think it's very important, and I'm excited to see how you're distributing most of these squares as well at the same time. How many lines did you have? You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Sometimes I have more and sometimes I have less. So
okay.
it's not important. Remember, we're not looking for perfection here.
There you go. That's fair. Okay. I think I'm going to try to do four lines in that case. There we go. Excellent. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, sweet. We got these all cut up.
Good
That's
job.
perfect. Now I think we just place them into the containers, get them all nice and ready. So how do you necessarily distribute most of these squares into a container?
So I try, depending on their size, I just try and
To
get
make
the
them
corner
as-
ones in the corner.
Very nice. Okay.
So not every single time, but
I'll try to mimic this as well in my own.
okay, I'll wait for you. Yeah, you can do it. Yours are not the same size than mine, so you can
That's
do
right.
whatever works for you.
All right. I think I'm working with this a different shape right now, but that's okay. Uh-oh. I'm running out of space. Yet, oh my goodness, you're able to make a mountain of that stuff. I'm over here just trying to, let's just dunk this one in here. Like I said, we're not looking for perfection here. I think we got a different looking square, but that's okay. It may not.
Okay, I think
These look great.
it looks great. But if you want to close the container,
Yeah, I think that's something I'd have to keep in mind.
you can, you can, if you can find a way to lay them flat, the more, because if it, in this case, not perfection, but being able to close the container would be good.
Yeah, that would be the ideal scenario. Okay, well, just in the interest of time, of course, I'm very just happy to see that like a full like actual like flat that we would make eventually would find its way perfectly fitted into a container, barring any interruptions on Clark's end over here. But no, I really appreciate that as well too. Clark and myself have been looking very forward to giving the official taste test as well. But I wanted to ask real quickly before you go, Perry, before you go, hold on. I had a really good question about like the presentation style as well too. So when you're typically at markets, I really appreciate like the toothpicks being ready just to kind of help with like hand safe and
people don't touch the food. Yeah.
exactly. But and I appreciate the Canadian flags as well too. Have you considered using like a Colombian flag just like your logo as well?
Cuban.
Or Cuban
That's
flag.
okay.
Thank you. Yep.
A friend of mine, she told me that I could use that. She gave me the idea, and I consider it. But I have, when I go to the markets, I have so many Cuban stuff already. I have the
Right.
Cuban map. I have the name Cuba, and I have a little Cuban flag. So I needed something that for contrast. So what best than the Canadian flag? And the kids just love it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, I mean, it's almost like a collector's item type thing, which I think is a very, very lovely like marketing technique that you utilize and lean into as well. When we approached your stall to kind of like engage in this conversation for the interview, I remember it just being such a very a very good, perfect blend of color and also like of representation as well at the same time. So yeah, I truly emphasize the extra point. Very good call. All right, Perry. Do you think it's time to do the official taste test? I think that's a yes right there. I would love to actually just give these a try, if that's okay. I'll look to. Oh, look at that. That's final presentation right there. Amazing.
Yum, yum.
Amazing. All right, let's go ahead and dig in.
Sure. You both first.
Perry, after
I know
you.
You're dying to eat that.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Woo! My mouth was full, but an explosion of flavor. That is. I can see why that is the favorite. I can see why that is an absolute favorite of the company and a staple as well. That is. I'll finish up my eating as well too, but oh man, that's so great. And so typically when you're at a market, how many containers do you typically like sell or finish as well? I mean, obviously it depends.
Sometimes I had about 100.
Wow, that is
lots of work.
insane. That is insane. And how much do these typical containers go for?
These go for $10.
$10 as well. Excellent. Well, I definitely think it's certainly worth the price as well. I'm kind of curious as well. During a little bit of our preliminary discussion, you mentioned that you've been eyeing up some certain markets as well. Is there one in particular in July that you're currently looking at?
I would love to do the Canada Day market. That's something for everyone. Market has it posted, but I haven't applied yet. So
okay,
I might be there.
Okay, all right, perfect. Well, we might certainly would love to pay you another visit as well at the same time. Check you out, say hello as well.
That would be great.
To our viewers as well, just be aware that this exists. This has been such a fun experience with me. So thank you so much again for just allowing us to take a look at your process and be a little fun with what's with it as well. Not perfect, but we're working on that. We'll send some photos in post or something. Okay, perfect. For those of you viewing on the live stream, thank you so much for tuning in this entire time as well. All the love out to you folks for the comments and just the attention as well too. This has been very great support, just not only for Jessica, but also TWCF. So thank you again, once again, to Broken Llama Pinatas Valeska. Thank you so much for opening up your venue so that we have the flexibility to film here in Medicine Hat. Honestly, Medicine Hat has just been so gracious to us.
That's
And
nice.
I really want to extend a full heartfelt thank you to everybody who has been involved in the project so far. Heart. Perfect. But for the purposes of everything, that's it that we have to present for today, folks. Thank you again so much for tuning in, be it on the YouTube live stream or on TELUS TV. Otherwise as well. This has been the Windy City's finest, on location with Clark and Perry. I'm Clark. He's Perry. And this has been Jessica Gonzalez with the